Oh, actually, hang on.
We are live, though.
We are live, and I meant to because there's so many things.
Accidentally live.
I'm going to hit the intro and we'll get started.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Noyce, and you're listening to Supergirl Radio.
DC TV podcast. There's too many now! Exclamation point. Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor Boardroom or Ballroom, because
she looks like a boss in this coat.
Is Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. It's so fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
That was an amazing intro.
Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source related to the CW Supergirl TV series and the character of Kara Zor-El. My name is Rebecca Johnson.
I'm Morgan Glennon.
And for this episode of the podcast, we are live and wired and hosting our first Supergirl Radio game night. Morgan, since our guests are all part of the Morgan Glennon podcast universe, would you like to introduce everybody who's playing tonight?
Sure. I like to think of them as like my Avengers.
Joining us for you.
Thank you.
Are you Captain America? Like, who are you?
I don't know who that makes me. I'm definitely not organized enough to be Captain America, and I can't
Iron Man, maybe
rip that wood.
This is off brand. This is a DC podcast. We need to make sure
Justice
League. Justice League. So joining us to play a Supergirl board game featured on the cover of Action Comics number 360 is Sarah from DC TV After Dark, Amy and Kat from the Legends of Tomorrow podcast. So welcome to all of my legendary ladies. Welcome to Supergirl Radio.
I am consistently impressed how on it you guys are whenever you put together a podcast. The Legends of Tomorrow podcast, we sort of just like decide maybe 15 minutes before what time we're even going to record.
Sometimes we even do an episode.
That's true. I'm very impressed with this opener and this theme song. I think you guys are great. Rebecca, you are so on it.
It's you guys, but it's really Rebecca.
Oh, Morgan, you definitely, I'm sure, do something to make it great. That intro, I'm sure you edited.
I thought you were going to stop it, do something. I'm sure you do something.
No, to make it great.
all the podcasts at the end quite
That's
expertly.
true. That is true.
In my personal opinion, the only reason people listen to Supergirl Radio is Morgan. So that's what she
Oh,
brings
that's
to the
true.
podcast. That is true, actually.
Family.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming and playing with this silly idea that we had. So this may be something that we might do again. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of moving parts here with cameras and overlays and Google Docs and things. So we'll see if we can keep it together. So be patient if we're not exactly on the ball.
Don't worry, everyone. The Google Doc is only 41 pages.
That's
I mean, some
short.
of them are images, which is I asked. So is this game
Wait.
competitive?
It's gonna be. We're gonna make it competitive.
I
I'm taking you all down.
I came here to play a game, which means I came here to win.
Same.
Specifically, I came here to beat Amy.
There's a little trash talk.
There's fighting words.
Shots fired.
Ooh,
Well,
my
before-
doggo very
Nice.
much cares.
Cheerleader, you might
Sound
say.
asleep.
Well, before we start playing the game, we need to get to
The news.
We also don't have that.
Well, that's our promise to you.
You're so the legends of legends.
Oh yeah. Sometimes we don't even have news. Most of the time. we
Where's
don't.
our Gideon?
That's true. We really don't. Okay, according to TVLine.com, the previously announced Arrowverse crossover, which was supposed to be between Batwoman and Superman and Lois, has been canceled as a result of COVID-19. According to Batwoman showrunner Caroline Dries, that also means Cara Danvers likely won't be dropping by Gotham before Supergirl wraps up this season. Wah wah. Dries was quoted as saying, "We're not really able to cross over because physically we can't cross crews due to the fear of exposure to COVID. So if Supergirl weren't ending this year, I would say there would be more of a possibility. But I'm afraid that at least this year, we're not going to be able to tap into that dynamic."
So I think initially it was supposed to be a Supergirl Batwoman crossover, and then it somehow, for some reason, became a Superman and Lois
Well, that's
Batwoman.
because Supergirl is on that forever hiatus, so it's hard to
Yes.
get anything done.
So now we're not even getting a Superman and Batwoman crossover. Now there's nothing. So
now there's no crossover at all.
yeah, it's crazy. The first time in I don't know how many years now that they've been doing those big crossovers, and doesn't sound like we're going to get anything this year. So that's a bit of a downer, but thought we would update everybody because we had sort of talked about some of those crossovers that had changed. So just wanted to update everybody about the news. Okay, well, we are here to play a game for game night. That's why everybody is here with their die and their
and my finest gray sweater.
finest gray sweater in honor of
I got some shoulder out also in honor of Lena. I couldn't get
Oh yeah,
classical.
see, I got my shoulder out.
Yes.
She goes to a friend's house and she's like, I'm gonna wear my finest sweater. She doesn't just say I'm gonna wear some PJs, I'm gonna have a t-shirt. No.
Listen, we got to do it for Lena. We're doing it for Lena.
Her gray sweater is iconic for game night practice. So we thought we would be in honor of that tonight. Okay, so the game we are playing is actually a game that can be found on, let me see if I can get this full screen. It's on the cover of Action Comics number 360. This that you're looking at right
Is
now.
that the game cam?
Yes, it's the game cam. That's how you're going to be able to watch us play the game. This is actually a 2020 Supergirl calendar, so it's not the actual comic book issue, but this is my calendar that I had on it, so I figured that would suffice. But it's
going to have like pieces on the game board, and if so, can I call the thimble?
yes. Hang on a second. Let me get this layout
Very
changed
important
here.
to me that I'm
Okay.
the thimble.
So since you brought up game pieces, I will show you. I do have Justice League tokens.
Ah.
So I'll give you an option. We can fight over it if there are people who want Wonder Woman, and there's like 3-4
I'm
of us.
ready to fight.
So
I feel like we're everybody in this podcast is more competitive than I think that we anticipated.
Yeah, no, I wasn't here to make friends. I'm already friends with you guys. I'm here to fight you.
all right. Okay, all right. So we do have Superman, of course.
Okay.
So there's the Superman.
I'm good.
Okay, Cat's passing on Superman. We do have Batman, if you can see that there.
He's cool.
Okay.
Batman's looking pretty good.
All right, so we got Wonder Woman, if you can tell. I know it's hard to, it's hard to tell. This is the Flash. It's kinda-
Nice.
This is Green Lantern, if you can tell with the mask and the lantern. And this is Martian Manhunter. So,
Nice.
I know him.
Out of everybody, I don't know Batman. I don't know Wonder Woman, but I do know Martian Manhunter.
I know him.
So Morgan, who should pick first? I don't guess what should we roll a die? I don't know. Who gets to choose who they want?
That's
I guess
a good question. Should we could roll a die?
I think it should go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, do you think that's
My first name or last name?
Ooh, maybe last name.
Ooh, them fighting words
last
again. I
name.
mean,
I guess let's keep it first names for now. Amy, which one would you like to be?
I'm Batman.
All right, so Amy is Batman.
Sorry, I really wanted there to be a Bane just so I could speak in the Bane voice.
And we're all watching Harley Quinn. So.
Oh my God.
Let it stop you.
All right, who's going next? Is it
Cat, I think, right?
Thank. Yeah, it's me.
I think
All right.
alphabetical order tells me that.
I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know
remember my
ABC.
ABCs. Yeah.
Here we go.
I'll be Green Lantern because I don't think anyone else would pick him.
Green
So
Lantern. That is
Cat
Cat.
really taking one for the team.
You realize that there are 6 pieces and 5 of us.
So there's gonna be one person who's
Green
gonna
Lantern
win
was
out.
never gonna
We
get.
didn't need him.
You know what? Hal is cool. Hal's a cool guy. He knows how to fly planes. And
You're assuming that's Hal, though. That could be
I mean, it
anything.
looks like Jessica Cruz is looking fine.
All right, so who's next? Is it Morgan?
I think
Yes,
so.
that should be right.
I will take Wonder Woman.
All right.
Yes, I'm taking a picture, guys. Smile. Cute. You guys look adorable.
All right, so I guess I am next. So we have Flash, Superman, and I'm gonna do Martian Manhunter.
Damn it.
Oh, but Sarah knows him.
No, it's okay.
Do you
It's okay.
want Martian? Okay.
You take Martian Manhunter. Wait, so I have the Flash and
You have Superman and the Flash. I know it's kind of blurry. Sorry.
I'll take the Flash.
All right. Well, we
I'm glad no one took Superman.
That's
I'm
what
kind of
I said.
happy.
I'm gonna change my pick. I feel like somebody should represent the House of L.
I thought you were going to, Rebecca. I was like, Rebecca's definitely picking Superman.
Now no
so I
one's
don't have to.
representing Martian Manhunter. Come
And
on.
Sarah knows him.
It's okay. I've settled on the Flash now. I feel like it'd be bad luck for me to switch.
Well, Sarah, you could play 2 people if you want to.
That is like my ADHD is way too bad.
Yeah, that's a little too complicated. Too complicated.
And if we're playing for keeps, then that means Sarah has twice the amount of times to win. So we're not doing that.
Yeah, we can't allow that.
Okay, all right. So just to explain the board game for everybody. So like we said, Action Comics number 360 is an 80-page giant. So back in the day, in the Silver Age, they would have these 80-page giants, which were comic books that would have multiple stories in them. So this 80-page giant was published on February 9th, 1968, and it features 7 Supergirl stories. The first one is I can't remember if they're in order. It's the Unknown Supergirl, Supergirl's Secret Enemy, Trapped in Candor, The 3 Red K Perils, The Super Mermaid, you're going to like that one, The World's Mightiest Heroine, and The Infinite Monster. So the way this game is set up, if you can kind of see, there are little board game spots. Oh, I'm looking at the camera and not at the board. So it's a little weird. So the different places where you can move are actually parts of the comic book stories. So whenever we land on a spot, we'll stop and sort of talk about the story that they are in. So you're going to learn about some Supergirl comic book stories tonight. Kat, have you read any of these stories? Do you remember?
I've definitely read some of them, but I don't think I've read the full 80-page giant.
Okay. All right. So this has got some crazy stuff in here. So we'll be talking about those stories, and we'll learn some Supergirl from this.
How do I win?
Okay. So how do you win? Great question. Okay. So I'm probably gonna have to move.
You don't go any spaces. If you don't go any spaces, if you don't move the whole game, you win.
You don't move at all.
That would suck. I get 0 somehow on the die.
I think the way the camera is
doing in quarantine, we haven't moved any spaces.
So basically I'm gonna have to move the board around as we go. But so basically you're gonna go around the entire board, and then there's a finish right here. So once you get to the Legion of Superheroes, you're gonna finish, and that's how you win the game.
Okay.
So we're gonna play with one die.
Somewhere. Sorry, I got really excited.
If you've got your Legion of Superheroes ring, definitely put it on. Okay, so I think we've covered all of our bases and how we're going to get started. So does everybody have a die?
Yes.
I do.
Because if you don't, we can roll for you. But if everybody's got one, we can.
How do we show what our role is? Do we can
To hold it up,
lie?
I think, to the camera.
I mean, I feel like you have to be honest.
Honor system.
I said I wanted to win. It doesn't matter if I cheat.
That is like
no,
my 6-sided die says I rolled an 8. So
Oh, no.
Mike gave you the wrong die.
yeah, I don't know if I have the right die here.
Oh, and let's not forget the Amy suggested drinking game.
Yes.
Because this is an After Dark Legendary Ladies, Sarah is on the podcast. We thought we should make it extra fun. So this is a drinking game. So if thou art watching with us and you feel like joining us, we are all drinking our beverages, our alcoholic beverages.
mine's called Hazy Bones.
Sarah's like, I have water.
I have water
It's a
too.
call out to Director Bones.
I would drink. I would. You guys know that normally, like for the legendary, when I come on your podcast, I think there's been no other time in the last 5 years are wasted. But I'm on like a very specific trying to put on muscle diet right now, so I can't have alcohol except
That's
for
okay.
yeah.
Health is more important.
You're
than
so brave.
the drinking
So
game.
this is water with some apple cider vinegar in it.
How does that taste?
Interesting.
Huh.
It's like a whole thing. I don't know.
So
It's not great.
But it's
basically-
actually kind of weirdly refreshing.
All right. So I guess now we probably should roll a die to determine who goes first. I would guess. Are we gonna go? Are we gonna go top highest number wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Highest roll goes first, I guess. And then after that, how should we go? Should we go alphabetical? Or maybe we should just do everything alphabetical.
Maybe just everything alphabetical because we're gonna forget the order. Definitely.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna forget.
I'm forgetting the order as I speak.
Okay. All right. So, Amy, I guess we'll go start with you. And are we also playing the drinking game in terms of?
everybody. So, my thought was every time someone rolls a 6, we all have to drink.
Okay,
Okay.
we all do, not just the person who rolls the die, but everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, there's a statistical chance, that you will never roll a 6. Your turn. All right. I am probably going to roll 106s now. Apologies. All right. I'm moving because our house flooded. So because of that, my die are all in boxes. So I'm using an app. Rolling my app, and I got a 2. Snake eye.
Okay, and you are Batman, correct? Okay.
I am.
So we're gonna go 1, 2. Okay, if you can't see this very well, because I know the camera is sort of out of focus. So she landed on Supergirl loses her powers. Go back 1. So we're gonna go. So we're gonna go there. So
I have a chance.
So that spot that she landed on was Linda gets adopted. Well, this is actually very interesting. This is very interesting. So she had to go back 1. I'll pull up the game. But then it says go ahead 2. So we're gonna go. Oh my gosh! Now she loses a turn.
Wait, what?
So-
Wait, what is happening?
So it was 2, right? You rolled 2. So all right. So I guess 1, 2,
And then,
it says go back 1, and then it says go ahead 2.
Woo!
So
And then I lose a turn.
all right. So she landed on Leslie Lar's I think it says Leslie Lar's Supergirl's foe.
Who is
So-
Les Lar?
Oh, Leslie Lar.
Interesting. You should ask.
Yes.
I'm sure Rebecca knows.
All right. So we're going to talk about Action Comics number 280, which is a story called Trapped in Candor. And so let's see. So Linda Lee, who is Supergirl in the Silver Age, she's without her Supergirl superpowers at this point in these stories, and she's living the life of an ordinary human. She goes to English class, and her English class takes a field trip to visit the Daily Planet. And while there, she talks to her cousin Clark Kent about trying to find out how to get her powers back. And as they're talking in Metropolis, Leslie spies on them from Kandor. So actually, let me see. I'm going to actually back up because this is not Leslie's first issue. We need to
Take it all back.
We need to just take it back to Leslie's introduction story. So this is actually Action Comics 279, and Morgan, I have some overlays, so if you can find those in there.
I sure will. Is it in banners?
It's in brand and then overlays.
Okay.
So they should be labeled by issue number. So Action Comics, we're looking at Action Comics 279.
279. All right. Let me know when to go.
Okay. Well, you'll probably see some of the stuff in the doc. Yeah. Okay. So this is Action Comics number 279 and a story titled Supergirl's Secret Enemy. And Linda Lee has lost her superpowers thanks to a kryptonite-tinged ray. That's a lot of words that Leslie uses on Supergirl. And since she can no longer be Superman's secret weapon without her superpowers, Linda is willing to be adopted by Mr. and Mrs. Fred Danvers. But Linda doesn't get to enjoy her new family for too long because Leslie uses her teleport ray to leave Kandor and take over Linda's life while Linda is transported into Kandor and becomes Leslie Lar. So this is something that happens a lot in the Silver Age of Supergirl, where Leslie Lar is this scientist in the bottle city of Kandor, and she wants to steal Supergirl's life. So this happens quite a bit. She steals her life, then something happens. She goes back to the bottle city of Kandor, and then she'll come back and do it again.
Back into the bottle, Leslie.
Yeah. So Leslie Lar basically just wants to take over the world, but do it through Supergirl. So that is covering part of Leslie Lar, and we'll probably get to Leslie Lar again, maybe either on the spot of Adventures in Kandor or Supergirl regains her powers. So if anybody gets there, we'll hit that story. So who is next to roll?
I think I am, right?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat.
So good at the alphabet.
I know, it's crazy.
I got it on my sweatshirt. We could just use me.
All right, we have
Sarah,
5. I think I'm next. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, okay.
Roll the 5. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
So close
4,
to 6.
5. By my calculations, this is
You win.
You
That's what it says.
This is Interdict Malvern. Go ahead 1. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So we got, oh man, Kat is really racking up some stuff here. So it says Supergirl regains her powers. Go ahead 2.
Powerful again.
So 1, 2. Oh man, Kat, you were
God.
on a roll. She might have called this actually. Kat might actually take it to the house. So this is now on Supergirl. Supergirl's immune to kryptonite. Go ahead 3.
If we finish the game, we got to find another game to play because that was a little quick.
Second turn, Kat's like, I did it.
Okay. But now Kat got on the infinite monster, and she's got to go back too.
Oh no!
So now,
oh no, Kat!
Kat has landed on Linda becomes fat.
Wow!
Turn.
Oh, this is how you know this was written a long time ago.
That's a spot.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Give me a second to find the issue where Linda becomes
I don't know
fat.
if I want to know what this is.
Yeah, what is this? This is
I personally have to know more. It's like they were like back in the day, like what's the worst thing that could happen to a lady?
She becomes fat.
Jeez.
Okay, this is Action Comics number 283, which is titled The 6 Red K Perils of Supergirl. So let's see. Okay, so Supergirl's in space and she encounters 6 red kryptonite meteors and thinking that they can't harm her. And this is related to another issue where Mr. Mixchess-Pitalik, we haven't gotten to that story yet because we haven't played it on the game. Mr. Mixchess-Pitalik makes her immune to kryptonite. To play a trick on Superman. And so Supergirl's up in space. She thinks that kryptonite can't harm her. So she rams into some pieces of red kryptonite. And and she fuses them together with her heat vision to form one big meteor and then crashes through it, completely disintegrating its atomic structure. Turns out Mixie only gave her invulnerability to green kryptonite, not red kryptonite. So Supergirl has now been exposed to red K. And red kryptonite in the Silver Age doesn't quite work the same way as we see it now. Like now, thanks to, I think, Smallville, red kryptonite is known for like making your inner jerk come out. Well, red kryptonite in the Silver Age was kind of an up in the air thing. You never knew how it was going to affect the person affected by it. So Linda goes to the Midvale Fair with Dick Malvern, who was her boyfriend in the Silver Age.
My God.
And now she's also a balloon.
Oh my God. This is oh my God, this is Aunt Marge in book 3 of Harry Potter.
Sort of like that.
No, bad comics.
So she's at the Midvale Fair with Dick Malvern, and the red K starts to kick in, and it starts to make her gain weight. It's temporary though, and she eventually shrinks down back down to normal size. But she actually, that's only the one instance because she was exposed to 6 red kryptonite meteors. She gets affected by red kryptonite 6 times. So this is the one time when she gains weight. So for every red kryptonite meteor, she has something weird that happens to her. In her second one, she becomes a wolf girl. So that happens.
That's fine.
Wait, is there a panel that I can show for this one? I want to see her as a wolf.
Do I have the wolf? I think there's a wolf girl panel.
It's becoming ultra fat.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. Oh my God, look at her as that wolf girl. She's talking that.
I want to see her as a werewolf for like a whole series, not just a panel.
Maybe that's how Supergirl, the TV show, ends. Becomes a wolf girl.
And then it turns into Teen Wolf, the sequel.
That's like my dream, though. All I want is to be a werewolf.
Werewolves are fun.
I know.
I don't know if I would want to be one though.
Well, this is only temporary. Red kryptonite only lasts for a little bit of time. So even if you didn't want to be a wolf girl, it would eventually go away. So during the third red kryptonite event, Linda as Supergirl shrinks into a tiny size, and she utilizes her tiny size to help Dick Malvern's father, who has contracted a rare disease. And we'll talk about the next 3 red kryptonite effects when we get to Action Comics number 284, because that's another part of the board. But she does shrink herself down into a tiny size for a very specific purpose in another story. I guess we could talk maybe. Yeah, that's in that same wolf girl.
Oh yeah, look at her. She's so tiny.
So she's actually in a bloodstream, helping Dick Malvern's immune system, and they're trying to get him to feel better.
I have to tell you, as a medical-ish professional, there are not tiny bugs in your bloodstream.
I think not, right?
They're in your stomach. They're in your stomach.
Yeah. They don't have 4, 6, 9 eyes.
Well, that's why Dick Malvern's father was really sick. I mean, he had a really rare disease.
It was a tough time for him.
Have you guys seen though the like zoomed in pictures of the things that are on your skin? Those have like 4 and 6 eyes. Those are like
really.
I've never seen them. I don't know if I need to start.
Send it to you guys.
I guess now I do need to start.
There are bugs that will scrape off of animals that have like skin things, and you can look at them under a microscope, and there's one called Demodex, and it's literally a bug that has like 6 or 7 legs sticking out, and it's still moving almost always. And you're like, oh, there it is. And then you burn the whole clinic down.
Yeah, stop.
So many clinics have gone down that way.
Don't get bugs in your bloodstream. That's definitely the moral of the story.
You don't want those.
If you did, you could get a tiny size Supergirl, and she would just take it.
She would just fly right in there to help you out.
Or a werewolf. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, what's her name? The Magic School Bus, Mrs. Feeney.
Oh my God, I was gonna make a joke.
Someone with a frizz. Yeah, there we go.
She can help. She can definitely help.
I was gonna make a joke that like when we were looking at that panel, like, and then she flies by and there's a school bus there. All the memories.
All right, Morgan, I think it's your turn to go.
I think it's me. Yeah. Okay. I got 2.
And I think you're Wonder Woman, right?
Yep.
All right, so 1, 2, you got to go back 1. Linda gets adopted.
again.
Go ahead. 2, 1, 2. So you're going to lose a turn at
Oh man.
Leslie Supergirl foe. I guess while we're here, we could talk about that other Leslie story.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Sarah, why?
All right, so while we're here, let's talk about Action Comics number 280. And this is the story Trapped in Candor that I'd started, and then we went back. So Linda Lee's still without her Supergirl superpowers and living the life of an ordinary human. Linda's English class takes a field trip to visit the Daily Planet. While she's there, she talks to her cousin Clark Kent about trying to figure out how to get her powers back. And as they talk in Metropolis, Leslie Lar, who we previously met, spies on them from Candor and once again decides to take Linda's place. And so once she does that, once she does take Linda's place, Leslie Lar goes to visit Luthor. I think he's just referred to as Luthor in this one and not Lex Luthor. I have to do some digging about when he actually became Lex Luthor. But she goes to visit Luthor in prison and to let him know that he's been going about trying to kill Superman in all the wrong ways. She has a much better way to kill Superman. And so Leslie Lar informs him that a kryptonite ray would be a much better weapon to destroy Superman. But that Luthor needs to build it and take credit for it himself so that nobody will suspect her as Supergirl. So meanwhile, in Candor, Linda Lee, who thinks she's actually Leslie Lar. So this is kind of that the premise of the switching places. So Supergirl goes back to Candor and thinks that she's Leslie Lar, thanks to I think there's like a mind wipe brainwashing thing that happens. And Leslie Lar actually goes into Earth and becomes Supergirl. So meanwhile in Candor, Linda Lee, who actually thinks she is Leslie Lar, ends her 4-hour work shift, which must be nice.
Okay.
I wish 4-hour work shifts were the norm.
That's pretty sweet.
But she ends her 4-hour work shift and goes to unwind at a movie theater because they have movie theaters in the Bottle City, Candor.
Must be nice.
Oh, I remember movie theaters.
Remember when we went to see movies? While she's there, she watches a newsreel of Kryptonian life that was filmed inside the Bottle City of Candor. They have a whole film industry in Candor. So she watches a newsreel about Kryptonian life, and it's about after Candor was shrunk down by Brainiac. So this is kind of what she's watching. If you're wondering how this footage was captured, it was filmed through a super telescope.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's what the comic says.
Is that this panel?
We'll just go with it. Linda watches important moments in Kryptonian history, like Jor-El and Lara putting baby Kal-El into his spaceship, moments before Krypton exploded, and the survival of Argo City. Supergirl's family, including her own father Zor-El, trying to save Argo from kryptonite radiation. Kal-El's ship landing on Earth. Her own childhood. Kara's arrival on Earth. The creation of the Supergirl identity, and even the most recent news of Supergirl losing her powers. So she's in this Candor movie theater watching moments of her own life, but she doesn't realize it, that she is Kara, that she is Linda, that she is Supergirl. So to keep up appearances as Linda Lee, Leslie Lar convinces Superman to try out a theory for how Linda can regain her abilities. As a Kryptonian, Leslie Lar has had superpowers the moment she got to Earth and switched places with Linda, but Superman doesn't know that, and he is wowed that Linda's idea works. So she's fooling Superman in this situation, and he still thinks that Leslie is Linda. And not too long after Leslie Lar, as Linda regains her superpowers, they find out that 2 groups of terrorists in Metropolis Canyon are menaced by falling rocks caused by an earthquake. And Superman's way of helping the people is by battering the falling rocks aside, but Leslie Lar, as Supergirl, fashions the falling boulders into a series of archways over the road. So she's actually, Leslie Lar is the villain who's actually saving the day.
I thought you were going to say that she made the boulders into some artwork, and I was like, "Ooh, girl, I like it.
That'd be nice."
Leslie's really digging into that Supergirl persona and really trying to make a name for herself. So the news of Supergirl regaining her powers reaches Candor through in Candor they have an Earth viewer, which is like a big monitor that they can watch to see what's happening on Earth. But the people of Earth still don't know Supergirl exists, because at this point she hasn't outed herself to the world as Supergirl, Superman's cousin. She's just kind of been his secret weapon, kind of helping him out whenever he needs it, but she's been kind of doing it in secret. But because Supergirl Supergirl figured out how to regain her powers and save the people in Metropolis Canyon in such a clever way, Superman decides that it's his time to announce Supergirl to the world.
Oops.
So the issue ends with Leslie Lar. Her plan is just working out exactly as how she envisioned it. She decides to accidentally kill Luthor while capturing him after he destroys Superman with the kryptonite ray. After all, a dead Luthor won't be able to reveal the truth about her, and all of Supergirl's glory and fame will be hers.
So her ultimate goal is literally just to be famous.
But I mean, pretty much. I mean,
Like Bonnie and Clyde.
All right, Bonnie.
So, and once she gets Superman out of the way, she'll be the mightiest person on Earth, free to conquer or destroy Earth as she pleases.
All
So,
right.
Leslie Lar is very ambitious.
Very dramatic.
Very,
Turn.
very dramatic. Okay, so is it my turn to roll?
I think so.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I'll use my red die. I'll see if I can do it on the board. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
All right, so I rolled a 5.
So you're at with me then.
Let's see, I'm trying to find. All right,
Man,
1,
thought I was
2,
winning.
3, 4, 5. Go ahead 1. Go ahead 2. Go ahead 3. 1, 2, 3, and then go back 1. Oh, okay. I landed on Mr. Mixchespitalik. Morgan, you want to say that name?
No.
So on the Mr. Mixchespitalik,
Oh my gosh.
says say your name backwards, and I actually, just to prepare all of us for this, I gotta see. Morgan, do you have the banner in there
Let me.
that I made?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me find it.
Because I went ahead to prepare everybody for their backwards names just in case.
Let me see.
It's under banners. Okay.
Yeah, it's under banners. For some reason, I'm not using my mouse, so I can't scroll down the thing.
I hope you just our first name.
On the little box.
Actually, I can. So my name backwards would be Exceper.
Ah.
That's actually kind of a cool superhero name. Exebia.
Sounds
guess
like the
that's how
name of a sword.
Especially when you say it like that.
Much cooler. Does everybody else want to say their name backwards? I don't know.
Sure, I will.
Okay.
Go
All
for
right.
it.
So I am Nagrom.
You sound
You sound like a super villain.
I do, or like a little somebody from Lord of the Rings. I feel like
The Revenge of Nagrom.
you must go
Yes.
for Nagrom.
Mine's just Tack. If we were using the short name, I don't have to. My full name would be a lot, but Tack for the short one.
You're definitely the Bill the Pony on the Fellowship. Showed up and we're like, is Tack here? You're
I'm the person who definitely dies first. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm the comic relief. I'm the gremlin one because mine's harass.
Yeah.
Which I
What do you about this, Sarah?
I'm sort of the gremlin of this bunch anyway.
And I think I'm just Ema.
Yeah.
Ema, you're honestly, I think you're the hero of the story. It sounds like you're.
Can we do my last name? Because that would be something.
Oh, that's a lot.
I would have to write this down. Hold on. SKI. Okay, it would. I literally almost just turned it upside down.
Nice.
Sawar on.
Sounds amazing. It's a beautiful name.
Go with Ema.
It's lyrical, Amy.
That sounds more like an elf.
Actually, I think Claudia called me out. I think I might have to go back here. Actually,
Yeah.
did I not do that right? I think
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm managing gameplay and banners and overlays and Google Docs. Sorry. So feel free to call me out if I don't put it on the right place. All right. So I lose a turn. So I think Amy lost a turn. Kat lost a turn. I lost a turn.
If Sarah
goes twice.
If Sarah doesn't lose a turn, then she's gonna the next turn is all hers.
All right. So I think it's Sarah's turn to roll.
Yeah. Okay, here I go. Oh, I rolled a 3.
All right.
Is that bad?
You lose a turn.
Oh man,
Right.
we are going to be here all night.
That means no one loses a turn then, because we all lost a turn.
Well,
Well,
think
that's true.
Morgan
It's
did.
a vortex turn.
Wait,
I think I did lose a turn. What do we all do during our lost turn?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
So Flash and Batman and Wonder Woman are all on lost turns.
They're all losers.
So
Not yet.
who does that leave? Oh, but actually we all lost a turn, didn't we?
Yeah, we all lost a turn.
Yeah, we all did.
Okay, so we're
Pat,
just starting over.
Mind the Gap on YouTube says that your backwards name is a good episode of Invader Zim. So I thought it was important you know that.
I'll have to watch.
Cool name, like a cool Fellowship of the Ring name.
I think it's a video game. If I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's a video game character called that.
Okay, if we just start over, I guess we're starting back over with Amy.
We all lost a turn, so here we are on turn 3.
Oh, let's see. Roll the dice.
Oh.
Drink.
We've all been drinking since, anyways.
That's
None
true.
of us are patient enough.
Okay, so that's 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lose another turn. All right.
Whoever created this game, I wonder who. Like, I guess it was the cover artist. Like, who thought this up?
I don't know.
What
This
if
is
he was
actually
like
covered.
what if he was like every space somebody loses a turn?
How about
No one
you
ever
never
goes.
win the game? How about like they actually made it where you can't finish? That'd be horrible.
I'm pretty sure you can finish the game. All right, so who is next?
I am. Right? Yeah. All right. I got a 4.
All right, so 1, 2,
No way.
3, 4. Oh man,
Cat
Cat
wins.
Cat wins.
Work for it.
No, I worked hard for that.
All right.
Who's gonna beat me next game night? Nobody.
Well, I guess while we're here, because we'd talk about maybe the Legion of Superheroes, since that is the finishing point here. So we can talk about the story, The Infinite Monster, which is Action Comics 285. So Morgan, if you're in there and you want to throw up some overlays. Okay, so in this story, The Infinite Monster, two science professors are trying to communicate with other worlds, like you do, and they accidentally cause a rip in the sky, like you do, that is actually a space warp bridging 2 coexisting universes, and a gigantic red monster comes out of it. And you really only see the legs of the Infinite Monster most of the time. So this is a problem. But
they're gorgeous gams.
That artist is just like, I'm not drawing more of that.
The foot is enough.
So a big red monster has come out of the sky, and the news of this monster reaches the United States President John F. Kennedy, who wants to inform Superman about this problem. But Superman isn't available because he's traveling into the future on a space mission. So they need to reach out to Supergirl, who has recently announced her existence to the world. She finally got to do it, and so they need Supergirl's help.
Linda Lar, Supergirl.
Yes, this is the real Supergirl. She's Leslie Lar has kind of gone back into her Bottle City of Candor situation. Yeah, so this is actual Supergirl. So some people in the story are doubting Supergirl's abilities, and she does struggle at first to take the Infinite Monster down. She tries a couple things, doesn't work out well for her. The monster has an impenetrable force that Supergirl can't attack, and she tries something else, and she gets squashed. So she's not doing super great. So some of those people may have had a good reason to doubt her at first. And so when she runs out of things to try, Supergirl throws a time capsule. Just follow this. She throws a time capsule containing a message to Brainiac 5 in the future to ask for his help. And so the time capsule actually
owns a friend.
She throws a time capsule into the future. So this is how this happens. So just as Brainy's response reaches Supergirl in the past, the Infinite Monster steps on her and crushes the ray device he sent. So he sent her something from the future, and when it comes back, the Infinite Monster steps on it. But thankfully, Supergirl's photographic memory and her super speed enable her to reconstruct the ray mechanism that Brainiac 5 sent. So she just remembers how everything was constructed, and she rebuilds it. And her supervision observed its construction. So So she's able to create and use the ray on the infinite monster, shrinking it in size. And so that's how she stops the infinite monster, is that she shrinks it. And I'm trying to scroll correctly in my Google Doc to see so many pages. And not wanting to harm the creature since the damage it caused was accidental. It was a gentle giant, really.
I didn't mean to step on her all those times.
That foot is so unproportionate. Like if you look at the foot right there
foot?
on the left, like that makes no sense, that foot. But also I want you to go back to the Jackie Kennedy panel because Supergirl is just calling her hot.
Supergirl is like, listen, I don't want to like step on any toes, but like call me.
It's like Jackie Kennedy is so hot. Look, JFK is just like, okay, thanks Supergirl for doing whatever you did. And she's just like, you're hot.
She's got it tight.
That's hilarious.
She really does. For the Supercore fans out there, it's now canon that Supergirl's queer.
That Supergirl at least loves Jackie Kennedy.
Well, everybody did, really.
Style icon.
So not wanting to harm the infinite monster since the damage it caused was accidental, Supergirl puts the creature inside a bottle near the bottle city of Kandor at the Fortress of Solitude. And in celebration of Supergirl's victory over the infinite monster, she receives a 21-gun salute from the Pentagon, and President Kennedy invites Supergirl to the White House, like we just talked about, where she meets the president, the first lady, and she
more importantly, the first lady.
And she receives a special visit from the Midvale orphanage children who just happened to be there, who brought her a bouquet of flowers. So she saves the world from the infinite monster, and everybody is very happy about it.
And Cat wins.
And we do have a question from Claudia. She asks, does Kara have a photographic memory on Supergirl? I'm going to say no. What do you think about that, Morgan?
I don't think so. I feel like she forgets things quite often. So.
Yeah.
I was going to say she doesn't act like it.
No, she doesn't. If it's one of her special skills, it's like how Martian Manhunter can read minds, which she does all the time.
Yeah, so I don't think they've ever utilized that on the show. They've also never thrown anything to the future and then received something back, except for Mon-El, I guess. So I guess he counts.
And in many ways, she threw him right back. So.
All right, so what should we do, ladies? Should we keep playing until everybody is finished?
Up to you.
I mean, I think everybody should at least have 2 turns.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, because everybody kept losing them. So okay, all right. So
just one.
I have my Seinfeld game cards that Morgan gave me, so play around the poker.
All right, so I think I'm next. Is that right?
Did I go? I think I was after Kat, right?
Oh yes, no. That's right. M comes before R in the alphabet.
This is our third turn because we all lost a turn.
Yes, this is our third turn. Sarah has the alphabet right on her.
Oh, that's so helpful.
If we need it, which we apparently do. All right, let me roll. I got a 6, so we can actually drink.
Okay.
All right.
Like we haven't been doing.
1, 2, 3,
Not at
4,
all.
5, 6. Dang. Is that right?
Light outside your window?
Is it what?
Light?
Oh, my background is Cara Danvers' apartment.
I was like, what time is it?
Oh my god! I literally was like, A, you have a really cool apartment. B, how is this happening? I thought you were in dark.
No, this is a background.
Oh my
apartment
god!
Beautiful, especially that painting you're working on in the background.
So artistic.
You're really artistic. Yeah, so talented.
When does Supergirl have time to try to paint?
Let's not think about it too much.
I think she has a next door neighbor who secretly comes and
Just paints it.
Well,
Like, can I use your apartment? Why? The lighting's great.
Well, I just love the natural light.
she
does
does
have
have
a
super
super
speed. She can
That's
super
true.
paint.
Oh.
I don't think she could paint well. If I'm
You don't
being
think
honest. No, I don't think she's an artist.
What if she does have photographic memory?
If she
Does that
does,
change
she's
it?
not using it, so it's gonna be really blurry.
But you never know. Some people have hobbies that they don't necessarily use.
Does Supergirl have a hobby? I feel like Supergirl's hobby is being Supergirl. Because,
feel like her
how
hobbies
does she
are,
have
like,
time?
Or like classic movies and pot stickers. I don't think she has
That's
other hobbies.
true. And game night. And
Game night.
But you don't
I
know
was
what
gonna say
she
wearing
does.
sweaters.
You don't know
but
what she gets up to.
Sarah's like, I think she is an artist.
I'm just saying. I can see it.
I could definitely draw a better foot than that other foot we saw.
Ew. Yeah, that foot had some calluses. It needs a pedicure. Wait, okay, this might be a ridiculous question. Does Kara actually have to sleep?
That is a good question.
That's a good question, Rebecca.
She does sleep. I'm
She needs to.
Well, I think from like
First-
comics,
Or does she
Superman
dream?
doesn't need to sleep, but because of like habit, he does. So I'm guessing it's the same for Supergirl.
Yeah, same.
that seems right. Because
I could definitely see her, like she goes to sleep and she's like, sweet, everybody's in bed. She gets up and just does midnight painting with wine.
Maybe.
That's how
that
she
could
uses her
be it.
time.
I could see this.
I think we had a comment from. Oh, hold on. We had a comment from Mark who said, "Do they still dress Kara's apartment with piles of canvases?" It was like that was her hobby that they never actually mentioned.
There are those canvases in the apartment, but they never mention. They never talk about them. I don't know if it's in a deleted
Maybe
scene.
maybe it's a nudge of like her friends saying you need a hobby,
Well,
and they keep pushing it on her.
She just doesn't want to make a big deal out of it. She just is like, I'm incredibly talented. But
I'm naturally beautiful and naturally talented, but I don't want you guys to like be jealous of me.
I don't want you to feel bad about my artistic skills.
Don't feel bad about yourselves.
Yeah.
Leslie says that Kara can draw because Red Daughter drew that nice sketch of Alex in Red Dawn. So
Oh,
that's,
wow.
That's a really good point. I would like to think that she has an artistic hobby as a stress relief.
I can see it.
I like it.
She goes and does all those things, and she needs
Instead
to
of the Calm app, she just paints.
I can see her doing a lot of those like wine and like sip and paint classes.
yes.
Where she actually tries drawing the wine, the wine glass.
Yeah.
I can see it for
bet
sure.
She does have a photographic memory, and all the paintings she's created are pictures of home.
Oh, I like that. That's a good
Right in
answer.
the feels.
Yeah,
It's a real shame the show never touches on that.
No.
That would be really nice.
You heard it here first.
Just Supergirl Radio hashtag. It's such a shame.
Yeah. That's a headcanon for Girl Radio.
All right, so Morgan, I think you lost a turn. Actually, though,
Well,
we landed on. I'll pull the game board back up.
Don't worry, Morgan. You're already lost, so you're just losing like in a worse form.
Everybody told me to become fat.
oh, we're all fat here down here. So it's cool.
All right, I guess it's me now. Yes. Okay. All right, so 3. Who was I? Superman. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Red Kryptonite, lose a turn. Dang.
Oh.
It's a tough game.
I think the point that he's like, this game board's really small, so I need to make this game last as long as possible.
Everybody loses a turn all the time, but then you just end up all having a turn because
I think
They really didn't think this up.
we never did finish the Red K, the Perils of Red K's Supergirl story. So while we're here, I guess we might as well talk about that because this is when Linda becomes a super mermaid. So you all might like this. In a story titled "The Strange Bodies of Supergirl" in Action Comics number 284, Linda has 3 possible red kryptonite experiences left after her previous situation in Action Comics number 283. That was the becoming fat and the wolf girl, all of that. Red kryptonite transformation number 4 finds Linda growing a second head. This is a thing that happens. And the second.
Are you guys ready? I think I found it in here. Oh boy,
definitely pull it up.
Oh no,
Linda.
That's secret identity to another level for sure.
Oh my gosh.
what is happening here?
Speaking of the secret identity, the second head doesn't learn about Linda's superpowers until she uses them to super dig underground.
Wow.
Yeah. So they pal around together. They save the day together, and Linda comes to think of head number 2 as a twin sister. They get really really close.
That's so
Siamese twins. I'm sorry, does she have like her own like thought process? Like this separate head has its own brain? Is that the idea?
Yeah, they interact together. They have two sort of separate identities.
They're both eating the watermelon in that
they're both
panel.
they're sharing it. So
Yeah, they're really happy about it too. They're like, I can't eat all this watermelon by myself.
You get the one side, and I'll get the other.
At least it's watermelon, not like a hot dog or something.
That would suck.
Look at the brunette's face, though.
I'm so happy to see her
She looks like she
friend
wants to
slash.
her instead.
She's like watching her like Jackie Kennedy.
I like how the one head the brunette is like, I'll make it all clear, and the blonde is like, please do.
Head number 2 is the blonde one, I believe. Linda is the.
I love the comment yum yum. When I eat something really delicious, I always say yum yum too.
I just love that they're like, oh my god, I have a second head. Oh my god, the red kryptonite did this. Oh my god, watermelon. Like, that was the first priority.
I mean, they have to go and do things. I mean, why not make the best of it of a weird situation? So sadly, though, at one point, Linda's head number 2 goes away.
Oh no!
The second head goes away.
We just gotten attached,
and then she becomes a super mermaid.
So yes, we will get to that. That's the last one of the red kryptonite.
I can't wait.
So the next one, Linda develops what she calls fatal vision, causing her to accidentally kill her adoptive parents, Crypto, and even the postman.
Wait, not the postman?
How did he get involved?
Hasn't the Postal Service been through enough?
It wasn't 2020 yet.
Hold on. I love that it's mother, dad. Like,
She really didn't like her
mother,
mom.
father. It's like very formal mother and just dad.
Dad. Whoops.
God.
Yeah, so she accidentally kills her adoptive parents. But thankfully, it turns out that the fatal vision was actually just a red kryptonite hallucination. It's not real. They're not dead. So this was something that came and went. Everybody's fine. And the fifth red K effect. This is the fifth one that she has to endure. So she's got
she's having a day.
She's got one more weird red K effect to go through. So for the last red kryptonite effect to round out her 6, Supergirl is changed into a super mermaid, and that's exactly what you think it means.
Now, Kat, you love mermaids.
I do.
What do you think about Supergirl's mermaid look here?
I'm a little confused why she's like in a cloud.
She's
swimming in the rain.
She can still fly.
But why can't she swim in the water? She's a mermaid now. Why is she swimming in like droplets of rain? I'm a little confused.
She feels a familiar tingling. Like, what?
And then she gets proposed to in the next panel. It's cool.
Marry me because she's a mermaid, but not because she's Supergirl.
Well, that is Jero, the mer boy. So
he's like, finally, someone's like me. Marry me.
But there's a little love triangle that happens in this one. So get ready for that drama. So given her transformation into a super mermaid, Supergirl decides to visit her young merman. I misspoke. I called him a merboy, but he's a merman.
I'm a merman, Dad.
Merman.
I'm getting married.
So Supergirl decides to visit her young merman friend Jero in Atlantis. And while she's there, she meets Lenora, the sister of Lori Lemaris, who is famously one of Superman's girlfriends. He had a mermaid girlfriend named Lori Lemaris. And when Supergirl pals around with Jero, we learn that Lenora is hopelessly in love with Jero. And now we find ourselves reading about a mermaid, super mermaid love triangle. So
that's a lot.
This is
drama.
What is happening?
Do they I just have this headcanon where to go to get the proposal ring, he definitely goes to Claire's.
Back then for sure.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because Rachel said, for the legendary ladies, this is what happens when you get the mermaid totem.
Yes.
Finally, we know.
You fall from the sky.
I haven't seen that episode.
You have.
I have.
I actually haven't. What's the context of the mermaid?
Oh,
totem?
you mean that? Oh, you mean the Legend of Tomorrow podcast episode? I thought you did. She watch the mermaid totem episode?
I think that came up just organically as we were talking about how Amaya's
totem in
I think it was
season 2,
super clunky.
And no, it wasn't season 2.
So we were joking about how it looked like they bought them from Claire's, and then somebody went onto the Claire's website to send us actual necklaces from Claire's that could be totems, and one of them was just a necklace that said mermaid all in capital letters.
And we were like, this is it.
There's a specific episode though where the necklace is like really involved for sure. That's how I think so. Like that's why we made the joke. But anyways, yes, go get a mermaid totem. Don't go to Claire's because you'll get rashes supposedly. So
as soon as you walk out the door of Claire's, whatever you buy will magically disintegrate off your body. So be ready for that.
Definitely money worth spent for sure.
All right, so we've gotten into this love triangle and upset that Jarrow doesn't love her because he loves Supergirl. He wants to marry Supergirl. Lenora swims into the Valley of Hands. This is a place in Atlantis, apparently, which is an area of Atlantis that features actual giant alien hands of a species who tried to invade but sank instead.
Do you have a photo of these giant hands? That sounds terrifying.
Did I not put the Valley of Hands in here?
I don't see a bunch of hands.
Oh, I meant to put the Valley of Hands in here. Oh no.
Oh no, we'll never know.
No, I don't. I can envision it in my head. I'm good.
It's pretty scary.
I'm okay not
a
seeing
bunch
it.
of hands that come up from the floor of the ocean and they're like grabbing people. I'll put it on the Supergirl Radio Instagram account. We'll make sure that the Valley of Hands gets seen.
That's a cool idea in a weird sort of way.
I'm not on board.
No.
I just like to do them in like statues. I think that would be cool. Like they tried to invade, but they did like the Pacific Rim thing and they came from the center of the earth and then the lava was like, okay, and just moltened them. And so it's just like statues of hands. That would be cool. I don't want hands that are like gillyweed actually trying to come up and get me.
I like that Amy is like really gone deep. Like literally and metaphorically, like trying to figure this one out.
Like if they were hands, what would the hands motivation be?
and what's the history and how are they?
What's their star sign?
What's their star sign of the hand?
I wonder.
Really building out that mythology of the Valley of Hands. Okay, so we met the Valley of Hands, and after Super Mermaid saves Lenora, because Lenora's gone into the Valley of Hands, she's just throwing herself into the Valley of Hands because Jarrow doesn't love her. So Super Mermaid saves Lenora from the Valley of Hands. Her red kryptonite starts to wear off, and she has to say goodbye to Atlantis because she's not a Super Mermaid anymore. And as she leaves, Supergirl tells Jarrow that she'll consider his marriage proposal, but Lenora still thinks she might have a shot with Jarrow with Supergirl gone. So lots of romance drama.
They should make a spin-off comic just about them.
Yes.
No one would buy it.
All right. For some reason, my browser is freezing up again. I'm not sure why that's happening.
Oh, no.
Luckily, we hear you.
You can
still hear you, yeah.
What happens if you try to move the game board? Like if you try to move that around, I don't know if we see that.
I don't know if this is because of my
web. I can see it.
Okay, it came back up. It was trying to create my green screen effect. Apparently my device is not powerful enough. Okay, I see how it is, StreamYard. I get it.
Your computer's like, you have to leave Kara's apartment. I'm sorry.
I can do that.
She needs to paint.
She's busy. She wants to paint. It's time for her to unwind.
Am I still frozen? I feel like I'm frozen.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm going to have to reboot my browser, but y'all can still talk. Morgan, if you want to go through some of the other, well, I guess we could still keep, we can't keep playing because
we can see your hand.
I'm running the board.
No, your board
we
still
can see your hands.
can't see your face moving.
It's a little
Just
weird.
wrote- It's actually kind of cute.
It is a little weird, actually.
That's weird. Okay, well, I guess so. Morgan, were you the last one to roll? Where did we leave off
I
after?
think it was you. I think
was
you
me?
went first one, yeah.
Okay, so I think Sarah. I think it's your turn to go.
Okay. Oh, another 3. Not liking me tonight.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Supergirl regains her powers. Go ahead. 2, 1, 2. Supergirl's immune to kryptonite. Go ahead. 3, 1, 2, 3.
They really want everyone to
Yeah.
land
Everybody
on
is
Linda
on
being bad.
Everybody always lands on the same square.
And you know, there were probably when they were making this, like they were like, "This is hysterical." Like they probably just
These
thought
kids
that
will
was
be playing for
under
hours.
square.
Well, it was a comic book cover, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Action
they
comic.
probably weren't thinking anything. They're just like, let's make a pretend game, and they probably didn't even know how it worked. I don't think they like tried playing it.
They didn't imagine that decades later someone
cannot
would
tell
actually attempt it.
Yeah,
tell
no,
me
I
they
definitely
tried playing
don't
it.
think so. I don't know. I think they had that deadline. They're like, oh, I just need to make this board game. What the hell do I add?
They
I have
didn't
to draw a
envision
point.
that so many years later, Kat would have just decimated us in this board game.
No, they knew. They knew.
2021.
So humble.
I'm very humble when I win.
Is it Sarah's turn now?
No, Sarah went.
I just went.
Landed on the Linda becomes fat square, where everybody seems
Where we all are.
QRS. Doesn't S come after R?
Yes,
yeah, I
I
think
already
we're-
went.
Back to the beginning.
Yeah,
Oh, me.
we're
Yeah.
back to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I should roll. Look at me. I just decided to just sit there.
We all just stare at each other.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
You
one.
have to say your name
One.
backwards again.
Let's see.
Ema, Wyma. I like Ema better. Wyma sounds
I like, yeah, Ema sounds
Yeah.
stronger.
yeah, it's definitely sounds more elven.
It
Which
does.
You'd
Yes.
be an elf.
Okay, so super nerdy. I once wrote out my name in Elvish, and it actually reads like if you look at the letters and read them as close to like human letters as you can, it actually reads Ema, YMA.
That's so funny.
Whoa.
That's the only Elvish word I know how to write is my name in Elvish. Let me see if I can still remember it.
I don't know how to write any Elvish words, so you got me there.
I used to know how to write a ton of elvish. Like
Yeah, I figured that you would.
I knew both the
It's-
languages of like the elvish languages. Like I was
It's something like that.
Ah.
So it literally comes out to YMA.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't even.
Interesting.
It's something like that. I learned it from one of my friends back in like 4th grade or something. No, 8th grade.
I
was
learned how to
very
play. I learned how to play MASH in like elementary school.
Oh,
but you
man,
learned
MASH.
Elvish.
That is a good game, though.
I remember there was
Speaking of
this
games-
one kid. He showed it to us, and he's like, "Yeah, I created this game." For the longest time, I thought he did. I'm like, "Whoa, this is very inventive."
Did you
Then
go around
years
and, like,
later,
Be like, I don't want to brag, but I know the creator of MASH.
just letting you know, and who created the Super S.
Mind the Gap on YouTube said Alan Moore had a game in a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comic that purposely cannot be won.
You know, that's an
So-
Alan Moore thing for sure,
Yeah.
right? If anyone's gonna do that, it's Alan Moore.
So we shouldn't play that in the future, definitely.
No, or we should.
Yeah, we could totally play that.
So okay, I guess it's my turn next because Kat's out of it. Kat's already won.
I'm out.
Kat's already
I'm
won it all.
already the
Playing
winner.
for secondsies. We're playing for second breakfast.
All right, 4.
It's so weird because we don't actually see. She just thinks.
Yeah, Rebecca, it looks like you might be muted.
Oh, that too, but also
Yeah.
just the camera. Go ahead. Wait, I think.
No, Morgan is on Jero the Merboy. Go ahead too.
Well, now we know all
won.
about
Yay,
Yeah,
Morgan!
Yay!
second place. It's
How does it feel?
some argue is better than first.
No, first place is the best. I'm a winner, and I feel like I had needed a lot of skill to do so.
You rolled real good.
I did.
All right. So are we gonna make the decision to keep playing, or what are we gonna do? Want to see who gets a first, second, third place?
I say
Up
we
to
go to
you.
third,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then we call it.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So we can do like the Olympics. We can all just stand on the podium.
You know what should be the next game
I
to
meddled
play
in
for game
Supergirl.
night? Categories would be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Categories.
I would
I
love
love
categories.
Oh, that'd be a lot of
Code
fun.
names.
Kat,
Code-
that's your job to figure out how to play that virtually.
Oh, you could definitely play it virtually because you just write on your own pad. So you'd be like, here's a list of 11. You roll to see what the letter is, and then you write it out, and then you vote to see, if it's good or not.
Can we customize it to be a Supergirl categories game?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you could do like superheroes. I'm sure you can, or at least comics. I don't know if you can make it Supergirl, just Supergirl. But it could be like favorite, like an episode title of Supergirl. That'd be really hard.
That would be hard.
Yeah, but like comic general, yeah.
Oh yeah, comics. I think we could totally do that.
But what if we played like D&D?
Sure.
Mike is invited.
Finally, Mike gets to play.
I will say that I suck really bad at D&D. I think I told you we played like 3 games, and we were stuck on a bridge for 2 hours in one game, and that's the last one we played.
Got it.
I have
Oh
a
my
bad tendency, like during games when I get bored, to just try to die quickly. So that could be bad in D&D, but I think it's not a terrible idea.
That would be a lot of fun. It would be really long though.
We could do like 4 parts. We could do, and I'm sure we could find someone who would be willing to write a DC TV themed D&D and
Yeah.
I actually know somebody who would, like my DM probably would be okay with doing that.
Yes.
Let's do it.
He's
Categories
in
in
the comics,
D&D.
right?
What'd you say?
He's into comics, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, actually, mostly Marvel, but he's read a ton of DC, so he knows.
Nice.
Yeah, he knows the universe. In fact, he's the one who designs all of our cocktails for DC TV.
Oh, very cool.
We put him to work.
So many talents.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll roll just to see what happens. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's 4. Okay. 1, 2. I guess that puts me in third.
Yay!
All right. So I guess we'll call it for the game.
We did it.
And I'm trying to think. Did we go through all the stories while we're
We did.
here? Let's see.
We did the Red Kryptonite. We did the Leslar. We did Jarrow the Merboy. I'll remember forever.
We did. Did we talk about the? Yeah. Oh no, we didn't talk about the world's greatest heroine. We did.
I think that's the only one that.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
But we also didn't talk about. Where's my adoption one? We need to talk about. We need to talk about the adoption
monster. I remember his feet.
So we
and
do
Jackie
need,
Kennedy.
Yes. We do need to talk about Linda getting adopted. So I'll put the game back up just in case people want to see the game board. So there is one that says Linda gets adopted. So I think we need to hit that one because that's a pretty big deal for Supergirl fans to know how she gets adopted by the Danvers. But before we get to the unknown Supergirl, which is actually when she gets adopted by the Danvers, we need to talk about some other stories that I think are important because there are some other stories before that where she gets adopted. So let's talk about 2 other Linda Lee adoption stories. In a story titled Supergirl Gets Adopted, Action Comics number 264, a Mr. and Mrs. Wilkins adopt Linda Lee because they had a daughter who had died previously, and Linda just happens to look a lot like her, which is pretty creepy. Mr. Wilkins is a police officer, and one night as they slept, he and his family slept, some criminals fired at him through their home's window, and his daughter who died was the victim of the bullets. The Wilkins decide that them trying to replace their daughter with Linda isn't fair to her, and so they don't want to endanger her life as a result of it. Linda doesn't want to tell the Wilkins about being Supergirl because at this point in the Silver Age, she's still Superman's secret weapon and is not out and about in the public. And realizing this situation isn't going to work out, Linda is returned to Midvale Orphanage before the adoption is final. So the issue ends with Linda wondering if Superman will ever give her permission to be adopted.
Oh God, Superman was such a jerk in these early issues.
It happens a lot in the Silver Age where she even sometimes will not be adopted because she has to be Superman's secret weapon.
She's like, geez, Superman, could I have a family? And he's like, nah.
Put me out and be my secret weapon.
It's a little rough. So there's that adoption story with the Wilkins. And then another story titled Ma and Pa Kent Adopt Supergirl in Action Comics number 275. Linda has a dream wondering what if she was found by the Kents instead of baby Kal-El. So this is sort of a little Elseworlds take, an alternate universe, if you will. Little Linda Kent can lift up her crib. She is invulnerable to diaper pins and can light bonfires with her eyes. Linda also, when she's
should be able to.
when Linda is a little older, she goes to the soda shop. You know, the soda shop.
Oh my God, the soda shop?
Yeah, scandal. And she goes, even bigger scandal, she goes there with Lex Luthor.
Ooh, no, she didn't.
A boy who lives on the farm next door to her. So the Kents, when they decide that maybe Linda can use her superpowers, they make her a Supergirl costume and she flies around and saves the day. And during one of her adventures, Supergirl spots an experimental rocket with Kryptonese writing that Jor-El once shot into space and crashed to Earth. And instead of finding a Krypto the Superdog inside the rocket, she finds a bird and she names it Squawky, who becomes her super pet.
How original.
So, Morgan, I'm curious, what do you think of Squawky?
Squawky. Squawky is a beautiful, majestic bird. I'm looking at the photos in the Google Doc.
I think we also have him in here.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yes.
We gotta get them.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
My gosh.
Squawky is quite beautiful, and I like the idea of a super bird, especially if he's like one of those like birds that can talk. Because like I would like a pet that's like, I don't think you're doing the right thing. Like, you know,
Would you want a pet that says you're not doing the right thing?
he gives her good advice. He's like, I don't think those bangs are working for you.
He would just out Supergirl at literally every opportunity. That's Linda.
Speaking of which, Squawky is not great at keeping secrets. Who would have thought? Yeah,
you're right.
So he's not great at keeping secrets because he is a parrot. I'm assuming Squawky is a male bird. I don't know. It could be a female. Squawky repeats things that he's heard, like Linda Kent is Supergirl. So just giving away her secret identity. And this is how Lex Luthor realizes that Linda is Supergirl. So Lex tells Linda's crush, Bob Benson. Bob Benson is
really,
yeah.
Lex went all the way to the crush.
Oh, that is not right.
So Bob Benson, he only really likes Supergirl, though. He doesn't like Linda.
That's a burn.
It's actually really devastating.
That's harsh, Bob.
Like, don't be you, just be Supergirl.
So let's see, where am I? He likes Supergirl, and he immediately proposes marriage, which is pretty. I think they're pretty young in this comic too, which is interesting. Linda turns him down because she figures that he only did it because he knew her secret identity, because Squawky let the news.
Outed by a bird.
So Linda wakes up, of course.
This is like
So at the end of the comic, she basically, wakes up from the dream. It's just been a dream. And so this is kind of the what if she had been adopted by the Kents instead of baby Kal-El. So that is what happens there. And I think, let's see, where's the other adoption story? Please tell me.
How many times
so many
adopted and unadopted?
no.
How many times has Linda been returned? Like,
oh my God.
She does. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So this is the, I was trying to make sure I found the right one. So there are a couple of them where she almost gets adopted, and but at one point she does end up being part of the Danvers family. So this is in a story titled Supergirl's Secret Enemy from Action Comics number 279. And this is when Linda Lee has lost her superpowers thanks to the kryptonite tinged ray. And this is when she is willing to be adopted by Mr. and Mrs. Fred Danvers. So I believe that is the issue when she actually gets adopted, but she doesn't get to enjoy her new family because Leslie Lar takes her place. So,
is Leslie Lar the one in the green outfit? Like, what's happening in this
yes.
cover?
So in the overlay that you're looking at now, if you're watching the video live stream, in the third panel, that is actually Leslie Lar pretending to be Linda. So that is it's disappointing. You know, Linda had all those times where she almost got adopted, and she finally gets adopted, and she gets sent to Candor.
How sad.
Oh, man.
So that's a little disappointing. And so for the last story I think we need to get to is Action Comics number 285. This is a story titled The World's Mightiest Heroine. And this is when Superman is finally going to announce Supergirl to the world. But first, she needs to tell her adoptive parents, the Danvers, who we just talked about her abilities and her secret identity. But before the time when she planned to tell them, she had a whole thing. She was going to plan on telling the Danvers about her superpowers. Linda and the Danvers get into a dangerous car accident because, of course, they do. Because Supergirl's got to appear and save the day, so she's got to use her superpowers to save the Danvers.
That's where that panel came from.
Ah, that makes sense.
Oh, good on her.
Good for her.
So now that she's told her adoptive parents about her secret identity and her abilities, Superman makes the announcement. This is a big deal in the Silver Age of Supergirl because for such a long time she was Supergirl. She was Superman's secret weapon, and so this was the time where she actually got to be Supergirl out in the world. And so after Superman makes the announcement on a television broadcast to tell the public about his emergency secret weapon cousin Supergirl, this is when she first meets, I think, President Kennedy. She's congratulated by Kandorians in the Bottle City of Kandor. She's congratulated by citizens of the planet Niorp. I don't know where that is, but Niorp and Moringa. And she has a super mermaid exhibit constructed by Atlanteans in her honor.
What are these mermaids?
She loves mermaids.
She has the totem.
It feels like somebody, like they literally sat down, threw as many possible ideas as they could into a hat, pulled them out, were like, mermaids.
That's Silver Age for you.
It's like the NYC Midnight Challenge. They're like, okay, your genre is comic book hero, your word is mermaid, and your action is gets adopted. Make it 250 words.
Yes.
Then you write Supergirl.
and then write Supergirl, yeah.
You get published and wow, you're a millionaire. Like, nice job.
Oh my God, it happened so fast.
I like that. Maybe that'll happen on one of the NYC Midnight Challenges.
Fingers crossed.
Waiting.
Supergirl also receives a golden certificate from the United Nations, authorizing her to visit any UN country without the need of a passport, and empowers her to make arrests, something that they did with Superman as well. So that is, I think, the last story that we have to cover from Action Comics 360. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what those stories are and a little bit more information about what Linda was up to in the Silver Age of Supergirl.
So much. She was up to so much.
She did a lot.
Got an extra head, big foot, mer people, all.
She ate some watermelon. That was pretty important.
Ate some watermelon. Enjoyed it a lot.
She really did. Yum, yum.
All right. Well, Morgan, should we get to some? I'm trying to find a place where I can maybe restart my browser so I maybe could be a functioning video component again.
Sure.
But Morgan, if you want to, I'll let you guys play Snap Judgments without me. I'll be fine if you guys want to do that, and I'll come back. So I'll play the Snap Judgments intro, and there's some banners as well for all of the snap judgments. So,
Gotcha.
so I'll let you guys play that, and I will try to come back at some point as a moving picture once again. So we'll play the intro, and then you guys can get started on snap judgments. In the game of snap judgments, each person is presented with 2 options, but must only choose one. First instincts are recommended, and explanations are unnecessary.
Okay, snap judgments. So, our first snap judgment, we should snap. Our first snap judgment is
Question. Oh, sorry, that was very.
Oh, go ahead.
informative.
No.
When you guys snap, I saw this on a video the other day. It dressed me nuts. When you snap,
Mhm.
do you use your middle finger or your 4th finger?
Middle finger.
It's the middle finger, right? Okay.
yeah.
No,
Middle
this
finger,
chick
that's-
used the 4th finger, and I was
That's
like,
strange.
How though? Like this is
she was like, and
nothing.
I was like, this is what is this?
I feel like you'd
Sorry.
break your finger if you did that.
Finger. Or like a really long ring finger, if she can do that.
I guess
Yeah,
Or a very strong finger.
I wouldn't be
do
able
it.
to do that.
It's just weird. You have to like actively choose not to do your anyway.
Yeah.
Important questions.
Now I've forgotten how to snap. I've just been sitting here like, wait, is it this? that was an important snap judgment. We discovered that none of us use that finger, which is comforting. Okay, so our snap judgment, I'm gonna put it up on the screen, is: would you, if you were to shrink in size, would you rather visit the bottle city of Candor, or would you rather go inside the human bloodstream?
Did you see those bugs? Ain't no way. I'm going to the city of Candor.
Yeah.
Candor also has movies with telescopes.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Candor all over for me too.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's a question. Like it's definitely going to be Candor. It's a city, so you're small, but you're in a city, so who cares?
You might not even notice.
Right.
Okay. I was gonna see if Rebecca was back yet.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know if I can close my browser because I don't know if that's going to end the stream.
Oh no.
So I'm just gonna have to go without, because coming back in, my camera is not responding. So
Oh.
I will just be a mindless void of black with an audio sound there. So I'm here. You just can't see me.
Would you like to be a mermaid? You can be a mermaid.
Yeah, I hope that's a question.
We'll send the totem. We'll send the totem out to you. Now, Rebecca, would you rather visit the bottle city of Candor or go inside the human bloodstream?
Oh, definitely go into Candor. I don't think I could stomach the human bloodstream.
Yeah, I don't think any of us wanted to encounter those bugs that were.
No, those were disgusting.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Would you rather have 2 heads or fight an infinite monster?
I would fight an infinite monster.
The fighting of the infinite monster is shorter. Like you're gonna have those 2 heads forever. So
It's actually temporary. Red
But-
kryptonite's
But
temporary.
think of how many
I still want
watermelons.
2 heads. I have like a small stomach as it is, so I'm just like I don't need another. I don't know. I guess you know what? 2 heads. Give it to me. I'll
Yeah.
eat even more then.
I am
need
a
it
hot
more.
mess with just 1 head, with just one.
You get 2 heads. You can very easily cheat on your bar exam.
That's true. That is true. That's a hard. So the infinite monster. What? I'm going back to that. You die?
Wait, do you have the ability to defeat the infinite monster?
Well, sure. You can send a time capsule into the future to your
Yeah.
friend Brainiac.
What's so bad
You can
about
phone a
that?
friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Except you have
Okay.
to look at that ugly foot.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Can't remember what that foot looks like? That's not that foot.
that was disgusting. If I have a friend, because I'm also making another friend with my other head, because I have learned that. So
Can't look at that foot. Look at that foot. Do you want to?
I don't even want to touch it. So I don't know if I can defeat it if I'm not touching it. So
You don't have to touch it. You just have to toss a time capsule into a whole other time stream.
And use your photographic memory.
Simple.
that's true. And I'll paint it after.
It's easy.
I don't know. This is a hard one. This is a hard snap judgment.
This has been more of a deliberation.
See, I'm back and forth about it because I feel like I don't want to like the monster seems hard, even with the phone a friend. But on the other hand, like I don't even like people that much, and that would be a person that's attached to me that I couldn't escape from. Like
It's your friend.
I'm gonna have some alone time, and then like they're just right there. They're like, cool, me too.
Yeah, they're gonna want to talk too. Like you just want to take a little break, and they're just like, "How's your day?" It's like, I don't want to talk about this.
But what if the second head is like awesome though? It could be
Nah.
What if the second head has different taste in television than I do?
I'm not two shows at once.
Not
Like,
watching
that's
Beyonce with the second head.
I don't think the second head's a nice gal, or I guess it'd be a gal.
Ellen sharing is caring.
I don't know. I feel like she'd be somebody who's like at first nice, and then you get to know her a little bit, and then she's a bitch.
This is reminding me. There's a musical called Sideshow, and it's about like the sideshow characters, like the bearded lady and the Siamese twins, and the show centers around the Siamese twins, Daisy and Violet, and it centers around how two individuals who are joined at the hip like fall in love with two separate men.
Oh,
and like how do they coordinate that? And it's like one falls deeply in love with his man, and the other one is like, I can feel how much you love this man. Like I can literally feel your shivers down my spine.
That's crazy.
And there's a really cool song called "The Tunnel of Love." I will send it to you guys. It's really cool. It's a very sad ending though. Spoiler alert. Neither one of them.
They always
So just show us the part that's not the sad ending.
I'll send it to you. It's a good show. You'll listen to it and be like, how have I never heard of this before?
Yeah, I've never even heard of it before.
No, me neither.
I love musicals.
Yeah.
Rebecca, did you weigh in on this one?
I don't think I could deal with two heads, so I'll just have to try to fight the infinite monster on this one.
Were we all infinite monster on this one?
I think so. Even though I was debating.
I went the two heads because I'm gonna use it to cheat.
Okay, right.
Like
you are going to cheat.
You could also harmonize with yourself, Amy, when you're doing like, singing.
But how about they're a bad singer?
Oh, that could be a deal breaker for Amy.
She can rhythm because she can think about the rhythm. No, she'll be a good singer. Let's don't be ridiculous.
She's part of you, so she would be on your level. I think
we've got this. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Who is the better villain? Is it Leslie Lar or is it Rebecca? Is it Mr.
It's Mixix-Pitalik.
Oh, nice.
Mixix-Pitalik.
Sarah's got it. Is it that one?
Yeah.
It's Leslie Lar for me, even though I do want to say
Mixix-Pitalik. Lar.
For 100%. She's definitely a better villain.
She was a bitch.
She knew what she was about, and she was taking over.
You want to get adopted? Not today.
What I respect about Leslie Lar is her commitment to ruining Supergirl's life and to infrastructure and road projects. And I think that is something that we can all admire.
That's so funny. That's a good way to look at Leslie Lar. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Leslie Lar because Mr. Mixix-Pitalik, he tried to play a trick on Superman and then goofed up in the whole trick. So, I think Leslie Lar is the more cunning villain.
All he's doing is saying, like, say your name backwards. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's not hard. Like, we figured it out. Okay, last one. Would you rather be turned into a super mermaid or a wolf girl?
God.
I know Sarah's answer on this one.
Oh, Sarah's the wolf girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get superpowers with both?
Surprise.
Wait, do I have to look like that or can I become fully furred?
No, I'm pretty sure you gotta look like that.
I think you gotta look like that.
No, you could become a full werewolf. Like,
thank you. I'll choose that then.
That was just obviously halfway through transformation. Anybody who has read a werewolf book knows that.
Sarah's like,
thank you,
all
Sarah.
the werewolf lore tells me.
That's not incorrect, Morgan. Quiz me on werewolf lore.
I like that the Sarah's one come at me, bro. Topic is werewolf lore.
It's not my one come at me, bro topic, but it is one of my strong suits.
I can attest to this. She knows
Yeah,
many werewolf things.
Yeah.
Like, don't even
Is it-
start with me.
Is it from TV shows or you go from novels? Like where does it start? Your love for werewolf lore?
TV shows, werewolf like books, series, standalone books, movies. I've loved them since I was a kid for some reason. Like a child. Like I was a strange child, but I really loved werewolves for some reason.
I mean, they're cool. I think
cool.
I've seen a couple werewolf stuff here and there.
Recently,
They got some
I
good
thought you were just
shows.
going to stop at I've seen a couple werewolves.
No, I would hope not.
Jack's been holding out on us.
I've
was
seen
like,
a couple here and there. I'm from New York. We have a couple werewolves.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Well,
Yeah.
so if anybody's ever read, there's a really great like trash urban fairy tale series called the Mercy Thompson books, and they're like such good werewolf books.
But you just called them trash.
Well, that's like the Christy Feehan books. They're just there to make you be like, this is exactly what my brain wants right now.
Yes.
Is it good literature? No. But is it the smut that I needed? Absolutely.
Amy knows.
Sarah, do you have a favorite werewolf? Would that be it, or would there be another one?
Ooh, favorite werewolf.
Yeah. Got to narrow this down, Sarah.
You don't pick Lupin, I'll be really upset.
Well, I have to think. I have to think about that.
Did you watch Bidden?
I
But,
can't.
but what about Kate Beckinsale, Sarah? Can you let her down?
Which did she ever end up?
It's a vampire.
Because
Oh, shoot.
yeah. Well, no. I thought you were talking about Kate Beckinsale in the horrible. I've never been to the sea. What was it called, Morgan?
Oh my God! Yes, that's what I was.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. Yes, I've never been to the sea.
Oh God.
And then she looks up in the sky.
Before she becomes a werewolf, she dies. That
Sounds like a great movie.
It's fantastic,
Movie,
was, yeah, I highly recommend Van Helsing. It is.
I think I'm gonna have to pass, but
it is a classic.
It's quality. But of course I watched it because it has Kate Beckinsale and werewolves. But yeah, I have to think about I can't make a snap judgment.
you have to.
I mean, while we're here.
Favorite werewolf.
No, I really have to think
I
about it.
was like, but which one? But which one?
There's so many.
We'll
Yeah,
circle back.
So, Kat, what was yours? Did you pick?
I don't want to be. I'm not going to be a werewolf. Like I like looking at them from afar. You know, like I don't want to be one, but like if someone else wants to be one.
In New York, all the way.
Yeah, the one I saw last night just roaming around. Like they're cool to look at. No, I think I want to be a mermaid because I feel like you get a lot. You know, you get a lot of bang for your buck. You could swim underwater. You could breathe underwater. Ariel didn't quite like it, but
The limiting factor here is you require water. Like, can you be a mermaid in space? No. Can you be a werewolf in space?
Yes, sure
you
can.
could go with the just add water version of it where you become a mermaid if you have water on you, but if you don't, you're dry, you're human. So I could be a mermaid and human.
I feel like that's
the sea is
not
largely unexplored, and we haven't even gotten to the depths of
That's
it.
why I
because
want to
that's
go
what
down
Pat's
there.
gonna do is go exploring to
Straight
find
down.
the hands.
I'm gonna have my notebook. It's gonna be wet, but I'm gonna have my
It's gonna
notebook.
give you so many facts about the sea.
I saw coral. I saw that fish, this fish, and then I'm gonna come back really like knowing the ocean. Having a life under there.
Kat comes
And-
on to the next podcast and she's like, "You guys, it turns out Flounder just wanted to be famous."
I feel like I'd be a good oceanographer.
I think you would. I support it. I think I would pick mermaid too because then I could like become friends with like a giant sea tortoise or something. That
You
sounds
want to become
fun.
friends with somebody though? Like you didn't want a second head because you didn't want to
I don't
spend
want
time
to.
with
I
them.
don't want to be friends all the time. I can swim away from the
Also,
tortoise.
he doesn't want to become friends with people.
No, not with
Mm.
people, like with animals,
See,
like
I
a dolphin.
Fish could be difficult. I feel like they're just really. I don't think they'd be good friends.
What's the vibe you get from fish? Is it a standoff?
Like really finicky, you know? Like you start talking to them and then they just start swimming away. Like they have a one-track mind and the conversation is not one of them.
So your best option then is to go up to like what woodland creatures as a wolf and expect a conversation?
No. See, I want to be a mermaid to talk to nobody. That's the plan.
Oh,
Fair.
I see.
Yeah. I don't want to make friends. Like I just
You're just exploring, taking notes.
Yeah, I'm a writer. I have to observe. So if I interact with them, then I'm part of the story. I'm also a journalist, so I can't be part of the story.
Kat, I'm afraid I do have a bit of a flaw in your plan. I'm pretty sure that ink will not survive underwater.
No, like the type of ink I have, it's pretty cool.
Squid ink.
Fair.
Yeah, squid ink. Yeah.
Yeah, it's squid ink. The paper, again, it's a little damp, but I allow it to work. Or, I'm like Supergirl. I remember everything. So I'll remember all the fish I interacted.
That's true.
I'll
You
make
are
a name
Supergirl
for
in this
them.
scenario. So you
Yeah,
got that memory.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's gonna be great. I'll see you down there.
Cool.
Rebecca, did you weigh in on this?
I would also pick Super Mermaid because werewolves always when they transform back into being human, they're usually naked, like in the woods somewhere, and I don't think I would want to have that situation. Nobody wants that.
You don't want to wake up naked in the woods somewhere.
It doesn't really appeal to me.
Angry about it. They also seem like they're upset that they transformed. They're like, oh, last night was horrible. Mermaids never seem upset about being a mermaid. They're like,
Ariel was very upset about being.
That's
you
true.
know what? I love Ariel.
Ariel combed her hair with a fork, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, she didn't know a lot. She didn't know what was when she went on land. If you saw Little Mermaid 2, she didn't like it either. So
It turns out the problem was Ariel all along.
I'm pretty sure. I love Ariel. She's feisty. She's great, but she's flawed.
This is one of my favorite conversations we've all ever had.
I could talk about Ariel all day. And Melody, her daughter.
She has a daughter? I never
That's what Little Mermaid 2 was about. Little Mermaid 2 was about this 13-year-old girl who said, Mom, I hate you because you won't let me go into the water. And she's like, don't go into the water. She goes into the water. And
surprise. So in Little Mermaid 2, she gets a taste of her own medicine and was like, you know what? I was too harsh on my dad.
And then she goes saves her daughter and she's like, oh, why did you get yourself in trouble? Now we're all in trouble. There's few songs, they're not great. Cat Strong sings one of them, so that was kind of cool. And guess what? In the end, she decides, I'm gonna be human. She doesn't become a mermaid.
Gasp.
Spoiler alert, everyone.
I'm so sorry to everyone who had The Little Mermaid 2 spoiled for them.
It came out like 15 years ago. When I was a kid, that was my movie. I had 20. Yeah, not even the first one. The second one was my film. I love characters who have a secret, and I just love that she had a secret of wanting to be a mermaid.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
We're definitely gonna watch Little Mermaid 2 on Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh my god, yes, let's do it.
Oh my god. So I would do a Drunk Legends to The Little Mermaid 2.
Let's do it, please.
Can we please do The Lion King 2 instead?
I don't know. You missed that whole Little Mermaid 2 discussion we just had, so you might want to go back to that and then make
Melody has a secret. She wants to be a mermaid. Ariel hates that idea.
All right. Well, I think we should get out of Snap Judgments and start wrapping up this live stream. So we'll be right back. No judgments on your Snap Judgments. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this experimental episode of Supergirl Radio. Our first official game night, which ended with me being a non-entity in the camera. So my apologies to everybody about that. Apparently, my laptop and my webcam are not compatible with StreamYard. So anyway, other than that, thank you, ladies, for coming to play with us and contributing to our learning of Supergirl in the Silver Age. So where can we find everybody on the internet? I guess we should start maybe with Sarah. Where can everybody find you on the interwebs?
I am fully mad Sarah everywhere. I don't really use Twitter, but I'm on Instagram like a lot. So I'm fully mad Sarah on Instagram. Follow me, talk to me.
She has cute cat pictures. I know that's always a benefit.
I do have cute cat pictures. I'm trying to post more things lately other than cats, but it remains sort of
okay. Like I love your face, but like the cat photos are 100% top level.
Thank you. It remains kind of the only thing that I can post because I really don't leave my house.
Well, I think it's important to know on the werewolf versus mermaid discussion that your one of your cats is named Wolf.
He is, because he has wolf colors. Look, I really just like werewolves and wolves.
This is good to know.
Fine.
All right, so Amy, maybe we can go to you next. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
On Twitter, you can find me at Amy Hypnorowski. Just start typing Amy HYP and it'll pop up. On Instagram, Instagram, it's the same thing, but with a dot in the middle, Amy.Hypnorowski. So Amy.HYP, and you'll find me. There's just photos of stuff, and I do hope you enjoy. It's mostly me just really excited about the fact that I got a ring light, and I've been playing around with it.
It's pretty great, right? I've got one too.
Dude, right? Like, it genuinely, you're like, gosh, okay, this is nice, and you don't have to worry about anything else. It's really nice.
See you?
These are such benefits, Morgan.
Such benefits.
All right. Well, Kat, where can people find you if they want to keep up with you?
See, for me, I don't use Instagram as much. I feel like I just use Instagram like to stalk other people, but I don't post anything. Like I'm on there, like looking at like Instagram photos or stories. But there it is. You'll never see a post from me. I'm there. Don't worry.
Don't worry. She's always there.
I'm always watching. Twitter, honestly, is where I'm most active. So at Comic Uno, and you can find my writing mostly on Newsarama.
Awesome. And I guess we should plug the podcast that you all are from in the Morgan Glennon podcast universe. So Amy, Kat, y'all want to tell everybody about the Legends of Tomorrow podcast?
We don't talk about Legends that often anymore.
Now we're kind of on our extended hiatus at the moment.
It's air quotes about air quotes Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
We
do have an AMA coming up.
Yeah.
We have an AMA coming up this Monday
at 9:30, I believe.
Yes. So you should join us for that. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. And literally, we're opening it up to ask us like anything. It can be Legends related. We have talked a lot about TV shows, a lot of different stuff, pilot pods. You can ask us stuff that, like, we don't have to answer it, but you can ask it.
It can be as random as you want it to be.
We've got some pretty random questions.
And I think we're going to be on video for that. So that'll be
I think
cool.
so, yeah. I'll get to use my ring light again.
Me too. I have a ring light, but it's too big for like a computer.
I had to set it up behind my the side of my desk here. It is big. It's bulky.
Oh, mine's
upstairs.
Oh, you got the little one? I got the big one.
The little one, yeah.
The little one.
Use it for my videos, so I don't know if I want to bring it to the kitchen table. We'll see.
So get excited for that next week. All ring lights all the time.
We're all we talk about are ring lights.
I would listen to that. Morgan, Sarah, do you want to tell people about DCTV After Dark?
Sure. DCTV After Dark, we get together with the other DC TV podcasters and interview them about their lives, their shows, and we have a lot of fun. We typically drink. We do hot takes. Really, we make up things. We talk about sex, booze, rock and roll. And all
This sounds like a great podcast. It is a great podcast.
We're very edgy. I don't know if you know that, but very edgy. I've done a lot of things this last year. Sometimes I leave my house. Occasionally I take walks. So I have a lot of life to report back on now. So
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're scheduling our first 2021 podcast episode soon. So keep a lookout for that. And the best way to know when those are coming, because we don't believe in schedules. We don't believe in what you people call linear time. No. The best way to know when a new episode is dropping is to follow us on socials, or better yet, subscribe on, iTunes and Google Play and all of those good places where you can find it. Spotify, I think.
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
Seems like it could be on there.
Yeah, no, we are. I checked.
Sweet. And Spotify.
Well, for Supergirl Radio next week, we are going to be having our 300th episode. So that's big news.
Time goes so fast. They grow up so fast, don't they, Rebecca?
They sure do. They sure do. So we won't be having a live stream, but it will be probably over 2.5 hours. I haven't gotten the exact time yet of just the best of Supergirl Radio from episodes 201 through 299, which will include this episode. So I'll probably have to get a clip from this episode, one of the best, maybe some werewolf talk, maybe some Little Mermaid talk, who knows? But we'll put something from this episode in the 300th episode, and you can listen to the entire big montage next week. So hopefully all your favorite things will be there. Hope the AI is probably going to be in there. It's probably going to be some James and the Desk talk. Lots of good stuff. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Sarah Louver, who is AKA Comicer Girl on the social medias. We reached out to her to do a poster. She's done a poster for us in every 100th, the 100th episode, the 200th episode, cool. And the 300th
episodes. She does.
So she's very cool to do that for us. So we'll put the bigger version, the high res version, up in case anybody wants it when the 300th episode drops. But we wanted to make it about Supergirl, because we've a lot of the last 100 episodes we've complained that the show really didn't feel like it was about Supergirl anymore. So we are going to make it about Supergirl. So that's why it's just her on the poster.
Yeah, so I love the poster. I think it looks so good. I love the old-fashioned mic, Supergirl Radio mic. But yeah, I also want to shout out to you, because you spend so much time, and it always turns out great. These 100th episode, every 100 episodes, the compilation, and it must involve a monumentous amount of editing.
A lot of editing, a lot of research, having to go back and listen to the episodes, because I'm not as good of listening to the episode and then marking it down after we do them. I have to actually go back and listen, because that's actually beneficial, because then I know kind of what the running jokes are and what kind of developed out of it. But I will say that it's been a lot of fun, because I laugh a lot while re-listening to those clips. So I think everybody's going to have a good time listening to it.
Well, I can't wait to listen, because I feel like I've probably forgotten some really amazing bits from
so many good bits. And I want to give a shout out to Kat and Amy and Sarah for participating in some of our episodes in the last 100 episodes. You all have read stories for us and judged a contest for us. Yeah. So thank you for participating in our Supergirl Radio nonsense, because we do a lot of silly things on this podcast. So thank you for doing that.
Shucks. I love doing it.
Yeah, me too.
If I can win more games, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, well, we have some more games in mind, so we'll definitely have to bring you guys back. And sorry, Sarah, did I interrupt?
No, I'm sorry. I was the dog. I was really distracted by the dog.
So cute.
And thank you for the dog. Remind me, Amy, what's
your
dog's
God,
name?
my cat is climbing on the ring lamp.
Oh.
Oh, she looks super spooky because she's black. This is a really cool picture. Sorry, continue. Ignore my.
Amy's doing it for the gram right now, so
I gotta get it for the gram.
Go check out Amy's Instagram,
where you can see this photo of her cat on the ring.
You can't though, because the ring light's right there.
All right. Well, I guess this is a good time to get to our DCTV plugs, and we'll be right back. If you would like to contact Supergirl Radio, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 678-718-7252 and make sure to write and call in before Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, and Spotify, where we also have a Spotify playlist that includes music featured on and inspired by the CW's Supergirl TV series. We are listed on DC's fan page, which you can find at dccomics.com/DC-fans. If you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. You can find links to everything I just mentioned on supergirlradio.com on the right side of the page. And now we throw it over to Amy from the Legends of Tomorrow podcast for the DC TV plugs.
Supergirl Radio is part of the DC TV Podcast Network, so if you're interested in The Flash, Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Titans, Stargirl, Green Lantern, Strange Adventures, and the upcoming Superman and Lois series, or DC TV After Dark, make sure to follow DC TV Podcasts on social media and subscribe to the podcast mega feed if you want all those podcasts in one place.
If you enjoy our Supergirl Radio live streams, make sure to subscribe to the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to get notified when we go live and wired. DC TV Podcast also has a TeePublic store, so if you are in need of some new DC TV related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, onesies, mugs, notebooks, pillows, or stickers, go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic store link at the top of the page. And speaking of the TeePublic store, we've got a couple of designs that are game related. We have a Martian Manhunter 8-bit t-shirt. We also have
him.
So Sarah could get that if she wanted to. We also have the Flash, the Rogues on the Flash. There's some game related Rogues stuff. We also, if you're a big Arrow fan and are missing the show, we have a shirt where it asks,
That's really good.
Yeah,
That's
have
really
you failed
clever.
the city?
I like that.
So we do have some DC TV game related merchandise in the DC TV Podcast TeePublic store. And Morgan, would you like to tell people about our plugs contest?
Oh, sure. I would love to, Rebecca. Our DC TV plugs are going to be out of date soon because they keep renewing new shows and canceling ours. So we need some new ones. If you would like to be featured on Supergirl Radio, please send us an audio file. We're talking MP3s, M4As, or WAV files to supergirlradio@gmail.com. Get those in by February 21st. To thank you for contributing, we'll send you some giveaway items to those who send in submissions. Now, be as creative as you'd like, but just be sure to mention these podcasts. I'm going to try to do a better job at reading the list than I did last time when I said one twice and forgot one.
Yeah, I think you forgot Batwoman. Yeah,
I did. I
like,
sure did.
Sing this list.
Supergirl Radio, Superman and Lois Radio, The Flash Podcast, The Legends of Tomorrow Podcast. That's the one we're on. Black Lightning Podcast, Batwoman Podcast. I remembered this time. Titans and Doom Patrol Podcast, Stargirl Podcast, Justice League After Dark Podcast, Green Lantern Podcast, I'm Not Done, Strange Adventures Podcast, and finally, DC TV After Dark.
Yeah, just wanted to correct you, Morgan. It's Justice League Dark, not After Dark. I think you mixed them up.
Justice League After Dark. I kind of like that.
Listen, Justice League After Dark is going to be great.
That would actually be pretty great.
That's the smutty fan fiction you've all been waiting for.
Or it's like Harley Quinn status, like super like R-rated animated show.
I would watch that. The Harley Quinn is a delight.
We gotta talk about Harley Quinn.
We do.
Yeah.
I know what we're doing in February.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn episode.
All right. Well, I guess we'll do our little plugs and then we'll get out of here. You can find me on Instagram at the Derby Kid. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/duckmilkprod. And I just want to remind everybody, because I forgot to mention it last week, if you want to go listen to Andy Beback from the Flash podcast and me talk to Sean O'Connell. He is the author of the Release the Snyder Cut, the crazy true story behind the fight that saved Zack Snyder's Justice League. So we talked to him about his book, where he did a lot of research about the movement, the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut movement, and how it came to be. So I think that's going to be a really interesting book, and I think you can pre-order it now. But if you go to the Flash podcast, there's an episode where we interviewed him.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Mojotastic. You can also find me on the Legends of Tomorrow podcast and DC TV After Dark. What a coincidence.
Well, I would assume people would take that away from this
I
whole
hope
episode.
so.
The Morgan verse.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. But until next time, I'm still Rebecca Johnson.
And I'm still Morgan Glennon.
And I'm going to have to find the outro because we have so many things here. But thank you to everybody who came for our first official game night. And we'll have to play again.
DCTV podcast. There's too many now! Exclamation point. Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Oh no!
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom, because
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Is Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. It's so fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah!